Welcome back, and this week's about your retirement. We're going off last week's question. We're continuing that conversation, which is important. So
correct.
Here we go. Jim, last week you began talking about considerations when checking on memory care communities for your loved ones. What are some more of those considerations?
Well, and you said in the beginning from last week, but after last week, I was inundated with so many more viewer comments and questions of people that I think there's a real need for us to talk about this. And so we're going to continue on. And if we don't get finished today, we will finish up next week. But it's too important to overlook all of these and make sure that we cover them properly. And so and excuse me, somebody said, well, how do you know all this? And, well, I've had Wellington Park for 18 years, and I've served for 15 years on the Governor's Long-Term Care Facility Advisory Board. I'm through two governors now, two-term governors, and so it's, the State Assisted Living Association and the national. I've had leadership roles there, and so I've spent a lot of time working on this and in our own community, trying to make it better and better. And so these four considerations that we've been presenting are my opinion based on my experience. And so I want to say that from the onset. So let's get into it. Last week, number one, I said it's the success of any community, in my opinion, is going to be having a highly experienced, loving, caring RN. And those are hard to come by, but we're blessed with Marcy at Wellington Park, and other places have some good ones. And so if you're an RN, you need to look into this. If you really love and want to care for our senior living people. Owners fill in when needed. Now, this is one of it's going to be a pet peeve, if you will. But, people claim in all of these questions we get, they blame the poor care or lack of care or whatever on staffing shortage. Well, we've had a staffing shortage, Tevis, for 5 or 6 years now, and everybody likes to blame things on COVID all the time, but this is one thing we can't blame on COVID completely, because we were short a couple of 3 years before that. And so these are things and times whenever owners, management team need to step in. And if our managers and administrators, directors, all of these people, if they're just there for a paycheck, they're in the wrong career, in my opinion, because this is as much about ministry and serving people as it is about caring and the business side of it. And there has to be a business side, I'm not saying that, but these are important things. We've got two more important ones. I don't want to pass over them. We will finish those up next week. I assure you, News 9 is about your protection. And we know about protecting Oklahomans with the weather. This is Oklahoma-owned and operated. And I know about protecting our loved ones as they age.
Absolutely. I know it's so important to care for those loved ones that have memory loss, because I've seen it firsthand. So
yes,
let's continue this conversation next week.
We will.
Jim, thank you. Don't forget, you can get more retirement advice from Jim. Visit news9.com/retirement.